I'm Chai from AIA Philippines. So AIA Philippines is formerly Film Life. So when I did the project, I was the head of the business analysis and design team. But recently, I just moved to my new role as contact center principal, or the vendor manager for AIA Philippines Contact Center. So let me go straight and share with you a quick background on my project. So when the pandemic happened, we implemented many changes in AIA Philippines to adapt to the new ways of working. Kasi most of us we worked from home, although some were also like 50-50. So some had a hybrid schedule. So since for us, we were all working from home, it was so difficult to execute projects and route approvals. So for the business analyst, kasi, just in case for those who may not be familiar with what we do, so we manage the business requirements. So if there is a project that we need to implement, so we review the business requirements and we conduct the cost analysis and the business impact analysis to assess if the project is a feasible project or if it's a valid project. So that time, during the changes in the course of the fast transition on the people, because there were so many attrition, technology changes and processes, so some changes were not properly executed. So last year, 2022, transformation projects that we've handled increased by 50%, and the business analysis and design team were really struggling to meet the targets, and also there were also quality issues. So since there were several projects that were not started on time, so consequently, it's not completed on time. And there were some that had to go through several iterations or changes or change requests due to incomplete or wrong requirements. And all of these entailed really large costs. So during the design sprint workshop that I facilitated, we found out that the top pain points we had was the approval process. It's because of the hybrid setup, and of course the outdated format of our documentation process. So along the way, we had three major roadblocks. So number one would be the time, because everyone was really busy. So I had 10 business analysts under my team that time. So we were handling about more than 60 projects. And then, so we didn't have the opportunity to like a whole day discussing all the pain points. So we had to schedule like working lunch breaks for almost 2 months just to complete the discussions from identifying the pain points down to up to the validation of the results. So number two is the coordination with IT, because since the business requirement documentation is also a partnership or a collaborative process with the technology team, so we had to go through several iterations, siguro mga more than 20 iterations or changes on the format, because we had to also automate the process on the approval. And third, of course, is the change management. Since the process is automated, and part of the control that we put in the process is to add some notifications or reminders. For example, for the approvals, we set like standard turnaround time on the approvals from the approvers, and the changes or updating the documents. So there were some rebuttals from the stakeholders, especially the approvers. But fortunately, since we pushed for the controls on the processes, so risk and operations backed us up, and they fully supported the initiative. So we had help on enforcing compliance on the new process. So how Six Sigma helped? With the help of Design Sprint, I already told Arthur and the rest of the team that I'm really grateful that I've had the chance to attend the class of Arthur. So because of that, we were able to identify the true pain points. Kasi diba, when you discuss with your team, at the top of your head, you'll be able to say, oh, okay, these are the challenges, these are my pain points. But when you discuss among the team, it's surprising to know that there are pain points that there are points of view that you might have overlooked. So it's a good process to discuss with everyone. And there's also a collaborative effort from among the team members, because you don't get to judge in the process, you don't get to judge their opinion or their inputs. So everyone has the freedom to share. So that's the best part about the Design Sprint workshop. So with this, we were able to come up with so many ideas, and we were able to choose the best ones. And finally, after 2 months, we were able to validate successfully that the solutions we came up were really effective. So as I've said, I'm really grateful to Six Sigma PH, especially to Sir Rex, for designing the course for customer service. So just to share, I had my green belt training in 2014 with a different provider, but I wasn't able to apply it. But since last year, when I trained with Six Sigma PH, I was able to implement a lot of projects. Fortunately, I wasn't able to document it and submit it as a formal project due to the fast course. But I'm also but the best part there is I was able to learn a lot of things, especially with the black belt course. So very thankful to Arthur and to Chrissy and the rest of the team for a wonderful training experience. One thing I just noticed, based in comparison to the other trainings I've had, relative to process improvements, siguro lean, agile. So I find Six Sigma PH, it's very the experience is very how should I call it? The experience is really it's really wonderful in the sense that you are having fun, and at the same time Sir Rex and also Arthur, they adapt to your pace. So, and at the same time, if you have a lot of questions, they are able to address it right away. So, siguro that's one thing that I'm really thankful about this course. So, happy to share, by the way, with my Design Sprint project alone, we realized a project savings of about 1.75 million at the minimum for the year. So that's every year, because we were able to cut costs on the exchanges and the time that we spent on the discussions, on the requirements and the projects.